Now with Olympia weekend all done and dusted and the dust has now somewhat settled, let's talk a little bit about the events that happened over the weekend, more specifically in the men's physique division. Now we have our reigning king of the throne, Ryan Terry, now completing his legacy prep, now completing his three-peat, and now taking home his third consecutive Mr. Olympia title. And what a way he did it. He did it in style. But before we get into Ryan Terry, I want to talk a little bit about the top 5, more importantly, and also a couple of people that surprised me and looked amazing that I want to comment on as well. Now, coming in at 5th place was Edvan Palmeira, and this guy looked incredible. If there is one physique that I absolutely love, it is Edvan Palmeira's physique, and rightfully so. The guy came in conditioned, he came in improved in comparison to the 2024 show, I should say. And Edvan just has a really nice look about him. He came in conditioned, he came in full, he came in hard. There is a reason why Edvan Palmeira is always sitting in that top 5 position, because the guy is dangerous. And I feel like give him a couple of years, with the improvements that he's been making and the improvements that he will continue to make, he's just going to be better and better and better. And we're going to see him, it won't be long until we see Edvan Palmeira in that top 3, and who knows, maybe even taking home the Olympia title one day. Now, moving into the next and 4th place is our Pittsburgh Pro winner by the name of Aaron Banks. Now, Aaron had a really good physique. The guy is tall, right? And with the taller guys, it is very, very hard to fill the frame, but Aaron Banks does it so well. The guy came in conditioned. He did take a couple of weeks off social media, and I feel like that was the best thing that Aaron Banks could have done, because he put in the work in silence and he came back better than ever. Now, with Aaron, he's always getting commented on the improvements that need to be made. And we know with Aaron, he's got one of the best backs in the division. So even though Aaron comes back with an improved physique, he sometimes lacks it in other areas. Now with Aaron, his back always comes in conditions. I don't know if it was the tan, I don't know if it was the oil, but Aaron just didn't have that normal Aaron Banks pop to him. And I feel like this was the worst version of Aaron Banks that we have ever seen. For him to be able to still fall within that top 5, even that top 4, is incredible, and it speaks volumes about who Aaron Banks is and what he can bring to the stage. Now coming in at 3rd was none other than Brandon Hendrickson, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just a live stream. Obviously, I'm in Australia, so I wasn't able to see Brandon Hendrickson in person, but something just looked off from Brandon Hendrickson. Now, I don't know, like I said, if it was the lighting, I don't know if he had enough oil on him, but based on the live stream, it wasn't the normal Brandon Hendrickson. He just wasn't sharp. He was conditioned. He still made improvements, but it just didn't seem right. Now, when you compare him to the China show, it looked night and day. Brandon Hendrickson looked phenomenal. Now, like I said, maybe it was the lighting at the China show, but he just looked a lot better. But very similar to what I said about Aaron Banks. If Brandon Hendrickson is still able to be 3rd in the world with the physique that he presented, that speaks absolutely volumes about the guy. Now, moving into number 2, and probably the most talked about competitor that we have seen, before the Jeremy Buendia days, the most hyped up competitor that we've ever seen, in the form of Ali Bilal. Now, Ali Bilal spoke a lot of trash talk leading into this Olympia. He said that he was going to put Ryan Terry into retirement, he was going to win the works. And if there is one thing that we can say about Ali Bilal, it is that he backed up everything that he said. Now, we know that Ali Bilal is arguably the most conditioned competitor, or the most conditioned athlete who steps on that Olympia stage. And what I love about Ali Bilal is he is now changing the physique. He's changing the division, because he's made a statement. He made a statement last year that conditioning is something that needs to be brought to stage. And Ali Bilal brought the conditioning, but he forced all the other competitors to come in conditioned. And if they weren't conditioned, he was going to be the one man who exposed them. And that is exactly what he did. Now, what I think about Ali Bilal is the physique that Ali brought to prejudging in comparison to the physique that he brought at finals were 2 completely different physiques. Now, we know Ali to be the most conditioned athlete out of the lot, But what we saw in the 2024 Mr. Olympia and what we saw at the Arnold Classic was a much fuller Ali Bilal, something that was lacking during prejudging, that's for sure. He played the conditioning game very, very well, but I feel like he didn't give himself enough time to then fill up the physique and give himself a chance to press or fill the muscle up so it's pressing up against the skin. Now, right after prejudging, Ali Bilal must have seen the photos because he then went to In-N-Out Burger. He got a couple of burgers in, he got some fries in, and all of a sudden, the physique that Ali Bilal brought to finals was completely different. And who knows, it may have been a different ball game if Ali Bilal brought that physique to prejudging, because he was a lot sharper, he was a lot tighter, but he was a lot fuller. And that is the Ali Bilal that maybe it might have cost him the 2025 Mr. Olympia. But that being said, we can't take anything away from our 3-time Mr. Olympia champion by the name of Ryan Terry. Now, Ryan Terry, what can we say about this guy? The guy just brought it. And maybe it was the heat that he was getting throughout his prep that forced him to get better and better and better. Whatever it was, it worked. Because not only did he come in more improved, but he came in more conditioned. His back was absolutely dialed in. It was full. His abs, we know Terry to have that signature, that Superman pose, those tight abs, but those abs were even better than what we've ever seen on Ryan Terry before. So it was well deserved in my eyes. Ryan Terry, without a doubt, absolutely deserved to take home that 3P. And what I love about Ryan is the gentleman that he is. Even so, he's so respected within the bodybuilding industry, within the men's physique division, but also amongst his fellow competitors. He's never said a bad word about anyone, and it showed, because as soon as he won that 3P, he was swarmed by the fellow competitors, almost showing their appreciation to Ryan Terry, and he can definitely go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. The guy's been in the industry, he's been competing for long enough, he's won titles all around the world. So now taking home that 3P definitely puts him under the umbrella as one of the greatest of all time. Now, one thing I loved about Ryan was he almost eliminated all retirement talks. We know that Ryan Terry is going to come back in 2026 bigger and better than ever. The guy wants to cement himself as the greatest of all time, and there's one more way that he can do that, and that's by taking Jeremy Buendia's 4 Olympia titles, which he's going to be on a quest to do in 2026. And we're all looking forward to seeing what he can present in the next Olympia. Now, I need to mention some names that deserve credit, because there were a couple of guys in that top 10 who brought some amazing physiques. The first one I'm going to talk about is Victor Chavez. Now, if there is one man who I believe looks like a real life action figure, it is him. The improvements that he has made over the last 12 months. The guy is tiny in the waist. The guy knows how to pose. The guy is dense. The guy was sharp. The guy brought it. And, he did come in out of that top 5, but it was, I don't think the placings do this guy justice. He was only beaten by some better competitors on the day. So if this guy keeps improving the way that he does, or the way that he has, this guy's going to be a force to reckon with in 2026. The next one is, without a doubt, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, the 4-time Mr. Olympia champion by the name of Jeremy Buendia. Don't get me wrong, the minute he stepped on stage, and I said it earlier last week, it was emotional knowing that this could potentially be, this is, I should say, Jeremy Buendia's last men's physique showing. Who knows? He could, fully retire. He could jump into classic physique. We don't know if we're ever going to see Jeremy Buendia on stage, but this guy made it known. This guy was the guy that put men's physique on the map. And if it wasn't for him, who knows where this division would be. But one thing that's for sure is he gave everything to this last prep. You could tell in comparison to the last time he jumped on stage, it wasn't the best Jeremy Buendia that we've ever seen. But this version that we saw on the weekend was by far one of the better versions of Jeremy Buendia, potentially even the best version of Jeremy Buendia that we have ever seen. So it was an absolute pleasure to watch Jeremy Buendia on that stage. And, you know, the fact that he took out 8th place, 8th in the world at your last ever Men's Physique Mr. Olympia is an achievement in itself. So Jeremy, you should be super, super proud of yourself. And last but not least, the last name that I need to mention is Corey Morris. I had this guy, I mean, the guy went MIA. We did not see anything of Corey Morris on his social media. The guy kept it under wraps the whole way through. And you know what? The guy looked incredible. I honestly had him a little bit higher in my predictions, but the caliber of athletes that showed up on the weekend was insane. So for Corey Morris to still make that top 10 was an achievement. The guy looked great. The guy looked bubbly, balloony, conditioned. From what I heard, I'm not sure where I heard it, but apparently Corey Morris actually gained 9 pounds of muscle over the last 12 months. Absolutely incredible. You know, and I don't think Corey I don't think he should push things anymore. You know, I know a lot of people like to play the size game, but I don't think Corey Morris has anywhere else he needs to put muscle. And I feel like if he puts muscle in anywhere else, I mean, his arms are balloony, his shoulders are capped and full and big, he's got a tiny waist and nice full chest. I don't know where Corey Morris is going to add any more muscle, if he does have any plans of adding any more muscle in the near future. But no, those three by far blew my mind when I saw them jump on stage. So that's my roundup of the Olympia. And one thing before I end this video is, you've heard me say it time and time again, I have a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the only way that I'm able to do so is with your help. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell notification icon so that you're notified with any future videos that I do. Not any future videos, that's probably the wrong way to say it, but all future videos that I drop moving forward. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. It definitely helps with the algorithm of YouTube, or the YouTube algorithm, I should say. So until the next one, take care, and I'll see you then.